This is the Catch Up Network.
Mastering the art of distance wedges can transform your golf game by improving accuracy within 130 yards. This clinic offers a systematic approach to these crucial shots, making precision attainable for both amateurs and pros. Discover how to replace guesswork with a reliable method, enhancing your performance on the course.
Hey everybody, going live on YouTube. We're here at the Golf Club of Dallas for Distance Wedge Clinic.
The introduction serves to set the stage for the clinic, welcoming participants and establishing the focus on distance wedges. This segment is crucial for engaging the audience and highlighting the importance of mastering short game shots within 130 yards, which are often overlooked yet vital for lowering scores in golf.
It's a Distance Wedge Clinic. Well, it's in the scoring zone, those shots where you're within 100 or so yards of the hole and you want to stick it in there tight. A lot of people go about it the wrong way. They try to feel these shots, and not everybody's Phil Mickelson. So tonight we've got an opportunity to change the way you think about these shots and get a little bit more consistent. Just want to welcome everyone in from YouTube as we get our technology up and
This
running.
section outlines the purpose and structure of the clinic, emphasizing the need for a systematic approach to distance wedge shots. The instructor contrasts the common reliance on feel with a more methodical strategy, which is particularly beneficial for amateur golfers who lack the refined touch of professionals like Phil Mickelson.
Figure out a way to get Wi-Fi out here so we can get a little better signal, but it's certainly good enough, as they say. Good enough. So let's move into it. So I've got some targets out here at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way to 130 yards. And with 3 different clubs, I'm going to be able to predictably achieve all these different yardages. Like I said in the intro, we're doing a distance wedge clinic. So these are the shots within about 130 yards of the hole that you want to be able to control your distance on, hence distance wedges.
The fundamentals of distance wedges are introduced, focusing on the importance of consistency and predictability. The instructor presents a system involving specific yardages and club adjustments, which can help golfers make more accurate shots. This approach underscores the need for precision and understanding of equipment mechanics in improving short game performance.
My observation, most people attempt to hit these shots just by feel. It's, if you throw a target there and you don't know how far it is, you're just going to kind of try to imagine how far you're going to hit that, and it's just not very consistent. There's not much of a method there, and we don't all have Phil Mickelson's calves nor feel. But I think what we can all do is to learn a system, and this system is going to be based on a couple of different changes to the setup of the club, but it's all going to be the same swing. Theory-wise, I want you to start out with these shots imagining, as Michael Breed once said, and I thought it was a perfect description, that you're driving in a car and you've got a cup of coffee in the cup holder and there's not a lid on the coffee. So you want to drive in a slow fashion, nice and smooth around the corner. So you don't want anything too herky-jerky. Okay, let's just cruise in the car, baby. Let's not spill the coffee. So that's just a little bit different than the full swing. Here we're going for predictable speed, gradual flow kind of mentality. When we're trying to bomb a driver, we're going to go full rev it up. Here we just want predictable. We're not going for speed. So that being said, we're going to start out with a 20-yard shot. This is how I hit a 20-yard shot. You're going to have to play around with it, but it should be about the same. A tour pro and an amateur should be able to swing the wedge about the same speed if we're all going for a nice, lazy ride in the car. Okay? So for a 20-yard shot, I'm going to start with my highest lofted club, which is a 60-degree club. So we're going to drive it like we're going to swing it like we're driving with a coffee. What else are we going to do? Well, we've got options on where we grip the club, right? My hands can fit all the way at the bottom of the club. It can come halfway up, or we can be down on the steel. And so what happens when we grip up or down on the club is basically we get more potential energy. The lever gets longer, so the club is going to create more speed just because it's longer. So we have a 60-degree wedge for a 20-yard shot. I'm going to choke it down onto the steel. This is my first yardage of my distance wedge system. So a 10-yarder, I'm just going to feel. That's just like a pitch shot. But a 20-yarder, I like to be able to predict it. So we're choked down onto the steel. What else can we change about the wedge? We can change whether it's open like this, square, shut. I don't know why you would ever want to do that. But in order to hit a softie, I've found out over the years that I'm going to choke down onto the steel and I'm going to open the club face. This is a 20-yard shot. Okay, is that it? Not quite.
Through detailed demonstrations, the instructor illustrates the practical application of the distance wedge system. The focus is on controlling variables such as grip position and club face angle to achieve desired yardages. This systematic approach is contrasted with the less reliable method of relying solely on intuition, highlighting the benefits of a structured practice routine.
See, this is too complicated, Clay. Well, you got to practice it. And this is one of the things that I felt like I really learned from my time grinding on the mini tours. So I think it's well worth your time. This is a skill that I can do pretty much every time I go out because I figured it out. You just got to know a few variables. Okay, so choke down onto the steel. Open the club face. What's the last thing that we can think about? Well, where are we going to hinge this club? Are we going to hinge it all the way up here? Are we going to hinge it here? I like to think about it as belly button or 9 o'clock. Those are my two options. So for a 20-yarder, my shortest possible shot, I've got an open club face. I'm choked down to the steel, and I'm going to hinge at my belly button and then bring it all the way around to midnight, smooth and easy, like I'm driving a car. Don't want to spill the coffee around the corners. So here's 20. Hinge at the belly button. And then it's very important to stick the landing where I call midnight. That's all the way up. The reason it's important is because that moderates your speed. In order to arrive at midnight with balance, you have to have a bit of rhythm. So I've got my 20-yard target in sights. I'm gripped down to the steel, ball positions in the middle of my feet. I'm thinking smooth, smooth, and I'm just gonna go belly button, midnight. See how good we do. Now I am hitting a little bit downhill, got to factor that in, but that flew about 25. That was the first of the day, so maybe factor in a little bit of that wind assist and just dial in 20. Make sure I'm right at that belly button all the way up to midnight. And that's about 22 yards of carry. The more you do this, you start to associate certain feels with 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 130. Here's my last attempt at 20, then we'll move to the next yardage. All right, so I flew them all a couple yards longer than I intended, but they're all landing within a couple yards of each other. It's pretty predictable. All right, so how do we start hitting a 30-yard shot? Do we want to swing faster? No, I say. Just change your implement. So we started out here, wide open club face, choke down to the steel, hinging at the belly. How do I get 10 more yards? Keep everything else the same, come halfway up the grip. 30 yards, halfway up the grip, hinge at the belly button all the way to midnight, open club face. Here we go. I'm a little rusty, but trust me, the theory works. 30. There's 30. The more you practice this, the more freed up you'll be around the greens. If you shoot it long, get out your laser. Don't be afraid of being seen as a dork by shooting your yardage on a 40-yard shot. If you've got a system and you want to differentiate between 30 and 40 yards, by all means, don't listen to the haters. Evangelize them by stuffing it close. Oh, wasn't very close. It is a little different when you're coming out of the rough like this. It's a bit of a puffy lie. Should have factored that in. But again, the theory works. How do we get to 40 yards? 40, that's crazy. So we got 10 yards extra by coming halfway up the grip. Can we get another 10 yards by coming all the way up the grip? Yes, you can. Everything else remains the same. Open club face, hinge at the belly button, all the way to midnight. Break it down. Charlie Brown. Ooh. That flew about 40 yards. It looks like the same swing, but I'm predictably achieving different yardages. How fun. $50 yards. All right, so we've exhausted our options for 20, 30, 40. How do we get to 50? Square the face up. That's going to add more distance than an open club face long club. A square club face short club is going to go just a little bit longer than a long club open face. Everything else stays the same. We're now gripping back down on the steel. Club face is square, still hinging at the belly button, and staying on the ride till the top. 50 yards. Nice and smooth. $50 yards. Very predictable. There's the one. Don't hit the bucket. Can you see that? Is it all pixelated? I hope it's pixelated so you can't see that I've sprayed a couple of these. I'm a club pro. I'm not a tour pro. I used to be a tour pro one time. Shell Houston Open, 2013. Look it up. Humble brag. This is something you can do in your backyard too, assuming you got a pretty good sized backyard. You can get all the way up to, if you can nail everything inside 40 yards, you will be deadly. All right, 60 yards. How do we get 10 more yards? Well, we're going to go halfway up the grip, square club face, hinge at the belly button, all the way up. That's 10 extra yards. 70 yards. Choke down to the steel. Where are we going to hinge? If we hinge at the belly button, it's going to go the same distance. This is our first hinge at 9 o'clock, all the way up to midnight maneuver. 70 yards. Think 70, 70, 70, 9 o'clock, midnight. $70, $70, $70. We're going to swing it to 9 o'clock, midnight, and then blade it. This clinic's free. Get what you pay for. 80 yards. all the way up the grip. Hinge at 9 o'clock, all the way around to midnight. This is my fave. If I got 80 yards on the course and I start to play for 80 yards, that's when I play really good. 80 yards, I got a spot, 9 o'clock, midnight. Oh yeah. All right, so we've achieved 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 yards, all with the lob wedge. Now to maintain our super smooth mentality, instead of starting to swing harder and faster, I recommend just picking up a new implement. So we're gonna go 4-degree gaps between wedges. This is my 56 degree. For a 90-yard shot, I'm no longer playing with open faces. It's just gonna be a square face shot for 90. Choke down onto the steel. 90 is a 9 o'clock midnight mentality. 56 degree, choke down onto the steel, square face, 9 o'clock, midnight, 90. And again, 90 yards, 56 degree, choke down onto the steel, 9 o'clock, midnight. Keep it smooth, smooth. It's really important to stick the landing. How do we get to 100? Let's just roll up the grip. Almost a full length grip. Slight choke down, maybe a 1/4 inch down to help moderate your speed. Still 9 o'clock, midnight. Look about the same rhythm. We're just changing the implement to achieve different shots. 100-yarder all day with this method. I can hit my number. Boom. All right, 110. How do we achieve 110? Choke down steel, gap wedge. 9 o'clock midnight is 110. Choke down steel, get it here, then all the way around. Moderates your speed. $120. That fence is at 130, so this is really going to test me. I don't want to hit it over the fence, but I got a beautiful 130 target. So 120, this should land 10 yards short of the fence. Full length of my 52-degree gap wedge. Get it to 9 o'clock. Get it to midnight. Keep the rhythm nice and smooth. That's about 10 yards short of the fence. Now I've advertised up to 130 yards. And that's kind of the last stop on this method, because once I get to 140 yards, that's just sort of a normal stock pitch and wedge. But if I have 130 yards, I grab my pitch and wedge, choke down to the steel, and just get it up to 9 o'clock. See if I can one hop it into the fence, not into the pool. I'm a little scared because the guy's out in his front yard. Might have decelled slightly on that one. hand aimed a little further right than I would have. That's as close as I want to get. I think that rolled into the fence. So I hope that helps clarify one option for how you can hit distance wedges. It's hard to feel it. I tried to feel it when I was out playing full time and I just wasn't good enough. So I encourage you to try this, write it out on a grid, figure out what you need to change as your variable. I've even seen some super golf nerds put a sticker on their club while you're learning it that talks about the characteristics of the club and sort of your feels to achieve 20, 30, 40. You can put a sticker on there. That's within the rules of golf. It'll remind you where to hinge, how to have the club face, where your backswing should be. Remember, it's either belly button or 9 o'clock. That's pretty easy to remember. That was easier for me than a true clock system. One of the options for these, which could work equally fine, is you're going to want to think about swinging to 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. For me, it was just a little bit easier to narrow that down to a binary of belly button, 9 o'clock. Try it out. Let me know if it works. Text, email, DM me with questions. And always remember, I don't know, have a nice day. Oh, no, I remember. I like this one. Always remember, you can always be kinder.
The instructor delves into advanced techniques, emphasizing the importance of practice and adaptability. By adjusting grip and swing mechanics, golfers can fine-tune their shots for various distances. The segment also stresses the value of consistent practice and the use of tools like club stickers to reinforce learning, reflecting a commitment to continuous improvement in the short game. Thanks for watching, and of course, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe below. But don't stop there. Start making videos like this for your own channel. Click the link in our bio to get started.